Alright, here we are. Again, it's a Monday afternoon. Pretty nice day outside. And here I am down in the Juggalo dungeon, here to paint on this precious Juggalo. I, of course, am Shovel. You're here with me live on a Monday evening, like I said. Plan today is to work more on this piece. This is our Valentine's Day piece, our being me. And I need to button up the face paint a little bit more, and then I want to paint little hatchet men on these hearts. That's the goal. So let's see how much we can get done today, because those little tiny hatchet men, I've painted a couple of those before. They can be pretty taxing. JR in the house. What's up, my friend? Whoop whoop. I hadn't gotten to that yet. Whoop whoop, y'all. So, to get ready to paint this, let's get the Juggalo fuel going. Today, we're going to be going with simple grape. Some grape Faygo. That wasn't a very good hiss, was it? That was kind of soft. Real soft. Woo, that is grapey. Explosion of grape smells. Yeah, that's what I thought too, JR. Grape is just a classic soda flavor. Man, it is filling up the entire dungeon with grape. That smells amazing. I'm excited. All right. Juggalo juice in the mug. That should help get us going today. Also, I fixed my washing machine. It's officially fixed after a week and a half of screwing around with it, yelling at it, cussing at it, stressing over it. So that makes me feel good. Plus, something kind of special happened last night. Ooh, that's tasty. Sports fan or not, I'm pretty sure everyone in America is aware there was a little bit of a football game yesterday. And lo and behold, my team won again. So that's exciting too. I will say I thought I was literally having a heart attack during the game. I was having some serious chest pains. I was really starting to think that I might need to go to the hospital. But it's all good. We won. I didn't die. I don't feel like I'm dying anymore. But boy, there was a moment there where I really, really thought I was a goner. So what did I do today? I ate some bacon, and I feel great. All right, so let's get painting. Little bitty hatchet men. Let me pull up, yeah, thank you, JR. I feel accomplished. Not dying was, yeah, that was a good thing. I need to get my reference material up here. There it is. Little hatchet man. Even though it's a pretty iconic, image, I like to be able to refer to it as I try to paint it so small. Man, yeah, that grape soda is good. You know what I like? Because it is the afternoon and I am old. I like that most of the Faygo flavors are caffeine free. Because if I was drinking something caffeinated, if I was drinking a Moon Mist right now, I would not be sleeping this evening, and that's not good at my age. I need my sleep, or I will have a heart attack. Anyway, enough about talking about being old and dying. Let me get my paintbrush out here. And let's get right to work. Shall we? Get my magnifier up here. So I guarantee you I'm going to need that. Let me turn the light on. There that is. Oh, you can see that magnifier. You know what? Whatever. I don't care. I want this to look good. So if it's in your way, suck it up, Buttercup. That's where it's going to be. I'm feeling extra saucy today. That went in overtime. Good God. What a game. Shaking up my paint. You guys have music in your background. I have music in my background too. I am listening to Two Skinny Jays. I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that band, but man, I friggin' love them. Used to jam them all the time when I was younger. I thought about them today, started playing them at work, and yeah, I'll be listening to Two Skinny Jays for a while. JR says he remembers pulling all-nighters like it was nothing, and then he went to work after the Shaggy tour on like 2 hours of sleep, and he felt like he was going to die. Yeah, dude, I feel that. I have to get my sleep anymore. I will say I don't require 8 hours sleep like most people. 6 hours is like my optimum sleep time. If I sleep more than that, then I wake up tired. If I sleep less than that, I wake up tired. Problem is, I schedule everything to sleep 6 hours, and then I sit in bed and I scroll on this stupid little device in front of me here for an extra hour when I should be sleeping. Or I have the Mystery Science Theater 3000 live stream on my bedroom TV. And you can't not watch that. I mean, come on now. Okay, let's move him here. There we go. Hatchet Man number 1. How are we going to do this? Let's try that. Okay. Hatchet Man number 1. I have to remember how I started on these before, because you don't want to mess up the proportions, and you also don't want to run out of room. Let's see. I'm going to start with the trunk of the body, I think. Scott the Scott in the chat. I've missed you, man. It's good to see you again. Welcome in. I've made some changes, a few upgrades. Hopefully it's to your liking. And today I'm painting tiny little hatchet men on these little pink hearts. Oh, we're trying to. That was a unplanned brush stroke there. Oh, don't go to sleep. Stay awake. So if I'm not very talkative, it's because this is pretty intricate. All right, we've got a leg and we've got a trunk. JR, I don't know if you've met Scott before. He is actually Scottish, and his name is actually Scott. So he is Scott squared, Scott the Scott, or Mega Scott are the names we've decided on for him. Ugh. We'll say the hard thing about live streaming while I'm painting these little tiny things is having all this equipment around me. It feels very claustrophobic. Man. Scott, we're drinking grape Faygo today. And it is delicious. Oh, I think my brush dried out. Oh, I need to get my strategically placed napkin here. Okay, for real though, paint this leg. What's going to be a problem with this too is because there's going to be a series of them, trying to paint them consistently, because they'll be side by side by side, will be a bit of a trick. But I think we'll get it. I mean, JR's here. He's generally my good luck charm when it comes to painting. Scott the Scott's here. Very early adopter when it comes to watching these streams. Really glad to have him back. Alright, we've got 2 feet, we've got 2 legs, we've got a body. Next, we're going to do his forward arm and then the hatchet. Oh, Scott's out. Well, thanks for stopping by, Scott. It was good just to see you in the chat for a minute. I have missed you, my friend. And you know where to find me. Mega Scott, signing off. Okay, now we're doing the arm. Was all I heard. Sorry if you hear me, I'm singing along to Two Skinny Jays. JR, have you ever listened to Two Skinny Jays? You might have just missed him. Might be just a little too young. And if you haven't heard them, you should check them out. They're unusual. Have you ever listened to like Zebrahead or anything like that? They were kind of like I don't know, kind of like college rock in the late 90s, but they kind of had a it was kind of like before oh god, I just forgot the name of the band. Like rap rock. God dang it. What's the name of that one band? The Crawling in My Skin thing. I feel like a dummy right now. Oh, my brush dried out again. Anyway, they're big fans of drum and bass, and they do use some cool technical sounds. They've got dual wrappers. And then thematically, they rap a lot about like weird adventures and partying. They also have a lot of cool references in their songs. I think that's what I enjoy most about them. Well, and the music itself is pretty amazing. All right, we've got a tiny little hatchet. Wiggles is in. Haha, look at that. That's a good start on one. Oh, sorry, Wiggles. Yeah, I think you missed Scott. I think he's already gone. Yeah. So, JR, you should definitely check out Two Skinny Jays. Like, they use a lot of wit in their music, too. Like, I would actually say, like, in terms of lyrics, I think they're, like, the less horror version of, like, the way Shaggy 2 Dope writes. Where there's, like, there's more brains to it than the surface seems to reveal. So if you listen to it a few times, then it's like, oh, wait, they're actually... That's kind of... It's kind of deep. And funny. I will say, though, their second album, I think the record label kind of got in their ear a little bit and talked to them about doing more commercially favorable songs. And so there's a couple of tracks where they do some, like, singing stuff, and it's just not as cool. But their first album, dude, is... Oh, my God, it's so good. But their second album, they got a couple of good tracks on there, too. First album is Supermercado, I think is what it's called. And the second album is Volumizer. What did I make the hatchet from? On here? Oh, no, I just painted it. I'm just painting a little tiny one on the hearts. Sorry, I'm having a hard time holding still, so it's not... There, see? So yeah, it's just real tiny little brush strokes. Dang it. I let it dry again on my brush. I will be making a hatchet for that Juggalo Wiseman, and I'll be using that Sculpey stuff that I told you about, Wiggles. Oh, I got too much paint on my brush. Crap. See if I can't use that on the head. Okay. Now we're making progress. Oh, you're good, Wiggles. Yeah, no. Yeah, it's alright if you didn't hear it clear, because I'm not talking very clearly. I'm trying to stay on task on this. It's really hard to paint this small. Oh, crud. Ah, yeah, I don't like that. That doesn't look good. Shoulders don't match up is the problem. Ooh, that does. Okay, alright. Gotta add a fist back here. There we go. We are moving right along with this first hatchet man. Ooh. Alright, so there are a couple tracks on Volumizer that are pretty amazing. Horns of Destruction is one of them. You gotta check that out. I have to enunciate. Who, me? Oh, you made a hatchet for your little Ryan? That's awesome. Yeah, I might be mumbling a little bit. I'm sorry. I also have my chin tucked firmly into my chest right now. Trying to look down. Like I'm trying to stay on camera a little bit with the figurine. But still in my magnifier enough where I can see. I don't know. I'm not complaining. I promise. I'm not complaining. Gosh, it's the little dreads on the hatchet man are always so hard to do. They're so small. All right, boys. Yeah, Wiggles, you're probably going to get to a point where you can understand kind of what I'm talking about when it comes to crafting and streaming at the same time. How about that for the first hatchet man? Also, like, you know, you'd be seeing it. So like that looks like a pretty good hatchet man from there. Having it like, you know, if you look way too close, then obviously it's going to be pretty sketchy. But up on a shelf across the room, it's just good enough where you can tell it's a hatchet man. Alright, so there's one. Now we got to try to repeat it 5 more times. And it's almost already 5 o'clock. Good God. So you know what I'm going to do? Just to see what it's like. I'm going to try every other heart. And then if that doesn't seem too busy, maybe I'll go ahead and try to do all 6. But yeah, maybe that'll help me keep my sanity a little bit too. So let's try that out. Because it could be if I do all 6, it's just like too much going on. Maybe. I don't know. There's only one way to know. And that's to go ahead and paint 2 more. Alright, so just like the first one, we're going to start with the trunk of the body. And that goes right about there. I don't know why I keep shooting to the left when I do this, but that's okay. That'll be fine. I will say one thing about painting with acrylics like this. If I do something I don't like, all I have to do is, on the same day that I initially paint it, I can just scrape it off with a knife real easy. Ask me how I know. Have I done any precious moments that don't have faces? You mean like they're broken off? Or what do you mean, Wiggles? It's in the rough. Or do you mean like the faces have been rubbed out or destroyed, kind of like your Ryans? Dang it, I keep putting my brush down. Oh, trying to think if that's come up. I don't think it has. I think everything I've painted has had faces on it already. Or it's been sculpted already with like face features and I've just painted in the um definition of the face, I guess. All right, we've got a body and we've got a leg. We are on our way. Dude, Too Skinny J's crushing it over here. So story time with shovels. Shovels. Shovel. One shovel. Singular. Um, Back in the day, when I was young and doing weird things, um, I was at a bar, a little bitty bar in, where was it? I think it was Wyoming. Yeah, it was. It was Wyoming. And, and I was 21 years old. Yeah, 21. And so I'd been listening to Two Skinny Jays since 1999, so that would have been about 2001. Sitting in this little tiny, little hometown bar in, I think it was Cody, Wyoming. And there was this young couple kind of sitting at the other end of the bar. And, you know, they seem like locals. They look like they were from Wyoming. And that's not like a dig, you know. They just looked like Wyoming. Ooh, Fago brick. Yummy, yummy. So, chatting with them. And like I tend to do, we got to talking about music because it's just a favorite topic of mine. So they were asking what I was like listening to recently. And here I am thinking I'm going to blow their minds by bringing up this band that they've never heard of called Two Skinny Jays. Because, you know, I'm from the big city. I was living in Chicago at the time, and I thought I was just, you know, so far ahead of the curve of these people in tiny town Wyoming. And so I start telling them, yeah, I've been listening to this interesting kind of rap, rock, hip-hop band that, you know, you probably haven't heard, but you should try to find them, you know. Back then it was kind of pre-internet, so you would have to buy a physical copy to listen to it. I was like, yeah, they're called Two Skinny Jays. And I kid you not, middle of nowhere, Wyoming, this couple says, yeah, actually, they played at our wedding. We're huge fans. We're like their number one fans. We know them by first names, and they know us. And I was like, shut up. And they had a picture he had a picture in his wallet from their wedding, and it was the Two Skinny Jays with them. It was the weirdest thing. And they're not even, you know, they're not like a huge band. They never have been. But, I don't know, it's just, life is weird sometimes. But it was fun. And obviously we became fast friends after that. I believe they started buying pictures, and it was ridiculous. Cody, Wyoming, really? That's funny. It's a cool little town. I mean, it is a college town, but a Wyoming college town. They have a really good Hardee's, I know that. Yeah, I had a friend in Chicago. He and his roommate, they came from Wyoming. So we were back visiting his family. Oh yeah, no, JR. They were not members of Two Skinny Jays. But I mean, they definitely were close to him. All right. We have... Wow, that hatchet is much bigger than the other one. Crud. Oh well, I don't think anybody's going to judge me too harshly. Oh, that doesn't look natural. Yeah, I painted this one a little too big. But I think I'll get away with it. Yeah, I'm probably going to have to take a knife and get some clearer definition of details on the head of this thing. It kind of became a glob. Not a fan of that. But it's pretty well laid in. So there is Hatchet Man number 2. He's kind of got ape arms. It's not quite as good as the first one. First one came out better for sure. But like I said, I'll probably take one of my X-Acto knives and I'll clean that up a little bit, make it look a little better. But again, from across the room, see if it'll focus there. Come on, dude. Come on, buddy. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, from like that perspective, I would say those are both pretty clearly hatchet men, right? I think so. Yeah. Well, that's just it, you know, JR. You're saying it looks good. I'm looking at it like super close up and hypercritical. But yeah, if I just take a step back and just look at it right now on camera, that looks pretty good. Pretty good. All right, so let's do Hatchet Man number 3. See how we make out. And then we'll decide if I should do all 6 or just leave it at 3. So it'll be on this little guy over here. Actually, first, Faygo break. Cheers, boys. Ah. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Wiggles, I think you missed the conversation at the beginning. That is grape Faygo today. Go ahead and get the Made in China sticker off the bottom of here. Which, that's kind of surprising. This thing's from 1983 and it was made in China. Doesn't that seem like it shouldn't be? Like, I don't know. It seems like stuff like this would have been made in like Ohio or something. Or Iowa. I don't know, Pennsylvania. Where do they make figurines? China. Apparently. I don't know. Your nut bag. I don't know if that's necessarily Faygo trivia so much as it's JR trivia. Also, I'm kind of intrigued by that. I've been told I smell like black pepper. I thought that was weird. But that was only by one person, so has it been a singular person? Oh, you turd. See, man. JR. JR's just in here quoting songs. We're in here trying to have an honest conversation. Alright, starting with the trunk of the body again. Then we do the front leg. Ugh. Magnifier, what are you doing, dude? Okay. Then we do the back leg. Big beat evangelist. Okay, let me get this knife out because I'm making a bit of a mess. Here we go. Whoa! That could have been disaster. Is this light on? It is. What's the deal here? That was a problem. It wasn't as bright as it should have been. Dang it. There we go. I haven't made with the precious moments. I just paint the pattern on. Wiggles is going to have to paint the white on top. I paint the white on too. What are you talking about? Crazy? Like... This is a raw precious moment. So it's like, you know, got skin tone. So the first thing I do is paint the white on it. And then I paint the black. But yeah, I have to paint the white also. I do the white as the undercoat bottom. I paint everything white on the face, and then I lay the black in over the top of the white. Yeah, okay. Oh, Wiggles. It's like you don't even pay attention, man. So is everybody just taking a break from social media today? After the Super Bowl? Because it's kind of been a ghost town in here. It's just the three of us. Other than Scott the Scott. Mega Scott. Roll out. Dang it. Stop going to sleep, man. Oh, no, you're good, Wiggles. I'm just saying that I haven't really had too many people pop in today. But yeah, I get it, JR. That game last night really was exhausting. I mean, it was a good game. Low scoring, so the average idiot probably thought it was a boring game. But when it comes to like the pure sport of football, man, that game was intense. Could have gone either way. Wiggles, there were a couple turnovers. A lot of punting. I mean, really, when it came down to it, there was just a lot of offense. And then some pretty good red zone defense on both sides. You watched the Nickelodeon stream? I do want to watch the Nickelodeon coverage at some point, but I don't want to do it when my team's playing, you know? Because it does look fun, but I get pretty intense when it's a Chiefs game. Yeah, the Usher halftime show was kind of lame. So at one point, I lived in Idaho. My wife and I, we used to work at a youth ranch out there. And middle of nowhere, Idaho. I mean, y'all know the shape of Idaho. It's got like the thin top and the thick bottom. We were like smack in the middle of the thick bottom part. Surrounded by nothing but potato fields and sugar beets and mountains. It was beautiful. But anyway, closest town was a little town called Rupert, Idaho. Yeah, that happens to be the hometown of, or was the hometown of, the voice of Patrick Starr. Also the assistant coach on the TV show Coach. I can't remember his name right now. But yeah, oddly enough. Dauber, right? I think his name was Dauber on Coach. There's too much paint on here. Yeah, the Puppy Bowl is always a pretty good winner. I agree with that, Wiggles. But I'm a huge football fan. I've watched pretty much every Super Bowl since I've been able to control what I watch. And yeah. So I would be watching the Super Bowl anyway, just for love of the game. But now that my team is in it, pretty consistently, it's way more fun to watch. I'll definitely say that. And I kind of get all the hate now because, you know, I hated the Patriots, New England, for the longest time because, you know, they were always in the Super Bowl and they all seemed like everything was tailored around them and, you know, yada, yada, yada. And now that it's my team that's taken the place of the Patriots, I kind of understand. I understand the hate, but I also just want to be like, nah, our guys are nice. We've got nice guys. So the crazy notions that people place on our players that they're, you know, cocky and mean and all this stuff, like, no, they're not. I've met enough of them. They're genuinely nice guys. By and large, I don't want to overstate it. Some of them, you know. All right. That is Hatchet Man number 3. Is that would that be the current voice? Because I don't think that's the name of the guy that I'm thinking of. But he also did die, I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, something like that. Now I've got to look it up because I can't just let it be. Patrick voice. Oh no, yeah, that is his name. You're right. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, Rupert, Idaho, of all places. Still alive? I thought he died. Man, maybe I'm all mixed. Maybe it's a dip. No, because it's... Dang it. Why did I think he died? Well, I am right. Oh, he was born in California but moved to Rupert, Idaho as a youth. He did graduate from Minico High School in Rupert, though. Which that's still the high school, and they are still the Spartans. Spartans. Yeah. Man, I could have sworn he died. I'm an idiot. Or there's only so much trivia I can fit in this stupid head of mine that I abuse a little too often. So I was half right, I guess. Oh, yeah, that could have been. That could have been. Yeah, could have been. I don't know. All right, anyway. So there is 3 of 6 hatchet men. Again, from like that distance, they look... Oh, God, I gotta skip this. Yeah, hold on, one sec. This song I hate. Okay. But yeah. Do you guys think I should paint all 6 hearts? 3 out of 6 looks good. I don't know. 6 hatchet men might be too much. Or maybe that's just what it needs. You think all 6 too? Yeah, I'm good with that. But it is 5:23. So I'm not going to start painting any more of them. Isn't it funny? It took, between talking and doing other stuff, still, it took a full hour just to paint 3 little hatchet men. That's why these little projects take so long for me. Alright. But anyway, like I was saying, with this acrylic paint, you can come in with a nice sharp blade and you can clean up a lot and get some definition out of your shapes. Yeah, that's better. Yep, definitely don't forget to hit the like button. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe. I've kind of plateaued with my subscriptions lately. But I feel like I haven't really put out a really solid short in a couple weeks, so maybe today's the day with the tiny hatchet men. But yeah, like and subscribe, and then Casual Aquatics dropped a link to a Discord server. If you're enjoying what you're watching here, and you enjoy Juggalo culture and lifestyle and anything Juggalo related, that link will take you to a Juggalo Discord created by Juggalos for Juggalos. And you can hang out with, guys like me, guys like JR, guys like Casual Aquatics, aka Wiggles. Talk about life and stuff. It's a good spot to hang out with some like-minded people. JR also dropped the link to my shop. If you like stuff like this, I paint stuff like this on the daily. And a lot of it is for sale, and you can buy it. I like to think that my pricing is pretty on point for the amount of work I put into these. If you watch these streams, I think you get a better idea of how much work I actually do put into these. I strive for perfection, so I work slow. But yeah, if you get freaked out by the pricing on there, just keep in mind, shipping is included in that price. So what you see is what you pay. And if you buy one of those, I will be shipping it to you. Otherwise, if you're in the Kansas City area, I do go to the odd craft fair and, I don't know, other opportunities. Sometimes I'll sign up and set up my table and sell my stuff. Yeah. Otherwise, whoop whoop, y'all. Happy Monday. Hope you're starting your week out pretty well. Yeah. Hoping it's not a super hard week for anybody. That's what she said. But yeah, glad you came to relax with me. You can come relax with me again tomorrow. I'll be doing the same thing right here on YouTube, live in the flesh, painting more tiny little hatchet men on this little precious Juggalo. And you can watch me do it. You can talk to me while I do it. Or not talk. You can just watch, or you can just listen. You can hear me burp, because Faygo's pretty gassy, but it's also pretty delicious. Cheers to grape Faygo. Anyway, whoop whoop, y'all. Back here again, 4:30 p.m. Central Standard Time till about 5:30 p.m. Central Standard. If you're interested, Monday through Friday. Otherwise, check me out on YouTube, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Reddit, the Discord server that I already mentioned. All the things, everywhere. I am Precious Juggalos. If you want to know what to call me, Wiggles, I go by Shovel. Yeah. So there you go. Shout out to JR, Scott, the Scott, Mega Scott, Scott Squared, Scott the Scotsman, and Casual Aquatics, aka Wiggles, for hanging out with me today. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Have a great evening. I'm going to go play some video games. See ya!